MBR Esports, what could they be up to?
Well, I mean, I like the Olaf straight away because like this is usually banned away Team Flash, and I guess it deters the idea of MBR drafting anything too squishy because you can just look to run straight at them. I guess the Varus is one of those champions where sure you can hit Ragnarok and laugh at it, but you know, it's far too good of a champion to pass up, especially when Ziggs is banned away as well. I do like that Darling is contesting this, you know, marksman pool nice and early because he's been playing really, really well so far in the group stages. So it is drawing the focus as we kind of anticipate it to be found elsewhere, be it in the mid lane or the top lane. It could be a Riven jungle. I wouldn't be surprised if it were to be the case. And I'd love to see them pick up a support here too.
Yeah, Jess, I'm curious. Right now, we're probably going to see dialing on the Kaisa. Nami from MBR. This is going to be interesting. Tobu, we saw, had a great performance on the Thresh earlier. Do you think that was an experimental pick, or do you think they might be saving it for game 2? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to play Thresh against Olaf, but Nami as well, because both Varus and Nami can't do anything against Ragnarok, right? And assuming that, wow, I thought they're gonna pick Lulu here because Lulu is a really great pick here. Yeah. Laning well against Varus and Nami, and he could buff both Olaf and Kai'Sa later on. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess Team Flash here has other plans indeed. I am curious to find out who exactly is going to be in the mid lane, as we know that, you know, Ellie, they did have, you know, a bit of a good luck charm in the Aurelion Sol. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see that come out again before the playoffs, sometime in the group stages. You know, it was a very memorable performance, but I don't know, Skimmy, what are the chances you think that they might bring out that Aurelion Sol once again?
I mean, we've seen it time and time again. He's undefeated on the champion so far. 4 games played. He's just loving life as the you know, Space Jam cat. So certainly could be a champion that can get the spotlight once again. It's going to be the Aurelia. I like this. I like this Rakan. The more I think about it, because it gives you that engage tool, that reliable engage tool, which we saw was sorely lacking in the game just prior with one team. Right, you are the Olaf. You're running in. Sure, the Lulu in theory seems really good because it's just, you know, buff up that key target. There's the polymorph. There's the wild growth. Very hard to take him down, but it puts a big onus on you to, you know, find those initial angles to, you know, hit that pressure switch onto the likes of a Varus Nami in the first place. So the Rakan could be quite huge here in, you know, getting a big charm and preventing MBR from getting initiation.
Yeah.
Wow, I love Kha'Zix's pick here. Kha'Zix is like, I don't know, do really well against Olaf. Like poking him out with the W and something like that. In my opinion, Kha'Zix is most likely the highest map presence of all jungle because he doesn't rely on his ult. He just stare to your face, pressing W, and when you all in him, he just jump out. That's all.
True.
Yeah. Definitely scary, especially, you know, I know that Kha'Zix is probably going to be hunting the Kaisa on the side of Team Flash, and you know, Team Flash, Olaf here is just really a lot of them are very squishy. So that Kha'Zix has a lot of potential targets. It's gonna be really interesting to see how MBR will take this to the next level. And now we are just about ready to head into game 2. I hope our casters are ready. This is gonna be MBR and Team Flash. I believe this is our the final series for these two teams for the day, and we're gonna see if they can get out of that, you know, get some extra points into their standings, as we are rooting for them, of course. It is the team top seed coming from the Indonesian region versus the 4th seed coming from the Vietnam region. Casters, over to you guys.
Thank you very much, dear panelists out there, and of course, thanks to you, Mika. Great to be here casting alongside with you, Omo. It's Contra on the desk here, and we have MBR taking on Team Flash, where we've already seen some draws and some upsets going all across the table. Omo, I love the drafts.
I do too, Contra, and I think what we're seeing from Team Flash especially just screams to me Team Flash. It fits the identity so well. Shy opting into the skill matchup here, the high mechanics check matchup. Irelia Riven. Then we have the Olaf as well as Twisted Fate to empower his early game. Really good stuff coming in from Flash. The roam potential from Glory D on this Rakan, and I really like the starting here from MBR, just going mid, making sure TF is stuck under his tower from the get-go. And Riven though, Onion King taking a bit of a poking there from Ellie to start things off.
That's right, and I love the fact that what the Jess has pointed out to us, that this Olaf is such an important pick.
Yep.
And now you also have on the other side, MBR, taking a Kha'Zix that can easily find picks and burst somebody down. So it's really down to every minute detail that they could actually get certain small leads to snowball it to MBR's favor. But Team Flash definitely looking great for those team fights.
Yeah, Team Flash indeed looking great for these team fights. Olaf, like what they just mentioned, is just so good against Varus Nami, right? Because if you find an angle, you run it in, they really can't stop you. The good thing is you also have the Rakan to back you up. Oh man, Shy losing a bit out here. He's not going to be level 3, right? That's the big thing in this trade, because Onion King did steal EXP from his mid laner. So MBR, they do have a bit of catch-focused team comp, a bit of a pick-focused team comp. We might see a bit of a skirmish, but look at where Glory D is.
This immediately leaps away, but it will be caught out once again.
Off?
Glory still moving right there. Thank goodness for the blast cone.
Choice, man. Yeah.
He will lose the blue buff though.
There was a bit of a miscommunication there. Glory found the angle, very well played from him. Good timed rotation as well. But Joyce, he backed off. He thought Kha'Zix had gotten away. This is going to be Scuttlecrab secured at the top side, and it looks like it's just going to be a bit of a trade. But this is going to be beneficial for Flash because you need to secure your Baron lane matchup. Irelia Riven is the most important matchup in the game right now.
Indeed it is, and we already see an early game Riven potentially can actually go with some great out trades so long as Irelia tries to go into farm those minions. So maybe she might lose a little bit of gold early on, but then again,
oh man,
I definitely am stand corrected.
Look at Joyce. Oh no. That was a bit of a mistake there from Shah. He misses on the ultimate. He whiffs in the air there. That's going to be really unfortunate because if that hit, I think Joyce could have found an angle to tower dive, really. And I think what you were talking about as well, right? It's a pretty aggressive lane. Both of them are trading a lot of health, but it will always favor the team whose jungler is nearby. And that means that Team Flash, since they forced the map split, it would have favored them. Problem is execution kind of lacking a bit there, and Shy missing on his out is going to hurt Team Flash a little bit. Not going to be able to snowball the game.
That's true, and when we look at how proactive Team Flash always plays across the Baron lane from the get-go, they are trying to enable Shy to get to the best of potential here.
Yeah.
But that didn't seem to have worked out. Maybe they might go with it for the second time coming. We see a few items already built up, and I do like that they start off with some Executioners calling on this styling.
It's always going to be nice to see the Executioners here up against Nami. You want to reduce her healing as much as possible, of course. But Rod of the Ages for Ellie already is going to be huge. Twisted Fate, don't forget, has the stacked deck passive, where he'll always get a little bit more gold from the minions. And that's going to be helping him out a lot right here. 200 gold up means he gets the power spike earlier, means he controls the wave. And that means if Radiance wants to look for a timing to recall before the 4-minute objective timer spawns, then it's gonna be Ellie's ability. Ellie's has the opportunity to pressure him and really keep him down. Looks like Radiance is just gonna sack a wave to reset to make sure he can get his Rod of the Ages before the objective spawn. But that means that I think MBR is gonna be a little bit late here.
That's right, and it looks like we do have some Flash being pop over mid side. Thank goodness that Tobu has been able to react quick enough.
Yeah,
and Elvis might just be able to actually do something here.
Yeah, and honestly, that favors MBR, right? Because Rakan really needs the flash to go in. Tobu doesn't really need the flash if he positions well, and he still has the tidal wave. That means that despite having this Olaf in the early game, you're not going to be able to take the fight. Oh,
meanwhile, over the top side here, good stun, but the flash goes forward.
No.
MBR gets the first blood, but will be chased out by the Olaf as well. It's a 1-for-1. And after that, I guess Joyce will immediately go for that Herald.
Yeah, he will indeed. And because of the reset timing, that is gonna be so painful with the 14 Flash. They reset the Rift Herald. That means they're gonna be late to the objective. They're gonna be late to the push. MBR, they get a solo kill from Onion King, and because he wastes so much of Team Flash's resources, they will get the turret first. They will be so ahead on the play that they will come up and defend this as well. Team Flash, they have no choice. They have to use the Rift Herald here, because if they don't, they're not even gonna get the turret. And this is a good start for MBR.
Tidal Wave have already been expended, but yet again, with the Herald, that should easily secure it. But MBR have so much room for a lead. Now they can actually manage some certain good pickoffs if they really want to. And just look at the map, well lit up by MBR. Team Flash really got to up their vision game.
Yeah, Team Flash, they really need to be stepping up individually, right? We're seeing a lot of the problems stemming from really Shy not doing too well in this matchup. It's a bit of a tricky matchup for sure, but Shy is the key focal point to me of Team Flash. Sure, we talk about Ellie, we talk about Joyce. They are pivotal players as well, but Shy has been the hard carry here for the team, and he needs to step up here if they want to find more. You cannot be losing when you have the Twisted Fate to empower you. Look at the gold advantage for Ellie. He's going to be dominating the map soon. He is not far off from that rapid fire cannon. It's gonna get pretty brutal, I think, if Shy can hold the game even for a while longer, and Ellie has the space to pot to his lane and really just punish Onion King.
So long as the break is not spawned up, I do think that Ellie should have just about enough time, and we're already seeing Blade Ring King as you mentioned it.
Yep.
So this is where that Irelia will try to drop into some really good areas of play, and Flash already putting some pressure. It's going to be the Riven that hops on top. Great knockup with the tidal wave. They'll be able to find two down, and all three will fall with Irelia sacrificing for those kills.
And Ellie burning double sums at mid as well. MBR just finding wins across the board. Onion King, he sacrifices his wave, he sacrifices his temple to go and help out his team. It was a 4v3. That's why it was so easy for MBR to take the team fight win. And with that, they rotate Radiance over to catch the wave. Very good macro around the board, around the map from MBR, just managing their wave super well. And that will give them a lead over Team Flash right now. Of course, they have the Dragon in their pocket as well. Don't forget about that one. So that's going to be MBR. They're pretty happy, I think, with the way the game is going. And don't forget as well, Riven, one of the hardest scaling picks in the game. Look at this play here. They're camping, they're baiting, just really good stuff. I don't think Tidal Wave was available, yeah, but we have the double bubble. Oh, there was a Tidal Wave, yeah. Double bubble into a Tidal Wave, and they just cleaned this one up. I was actually quite surprised they even managed to get the kill there onto Alier, but they do trade one back, and Team Flash, they will be falling to a bit of an early deficit. I'm pretty sure the only reason it's as close as it is because of this Twisted Fate stack deck. There we go. It's a couple hundred gold up, sitting at 6,000 gold, the second richest person in the game behind Onion King, who honestly has been impressing me so much here, Contra.
I'm impressed just like you are. So, Omo, we look at how well he plays on that Riven, and he didn't really need that tidal wave setup to begin with to be able to actually secure those kills. With the rest of them following up, I think that Elvis was also in a really good position there. So, with Team Flash now on that deficit, they just need to be aware of the whereabouts of MBR. Now they're getting invaded. That's going to be a little bit of a smite as a steal. And Elvis just get things for free.
Yeah, Elvis just going in, gonna smite away your blue buff, gonna stroll out. And Dialing, he worked so hard as well. He took so long trying to get that blue buff. Very sad that he's not gonna be able to find that. Elvis gets spotted out by the twin shadows, but they know where Glory D is as well. So it's a bit of a stalemate right now. That does mean, though, that it will favor MBR. They do the Dragon so fast with the Kazakhs. If they control mid priority, Team Flash, they don't really have many options here to play with.
Team Flash wanting to force something to happen. That's where Aqua Prison locks him in, forcing the Ragnarok.
No Ragnarok. They can't take this.
This is going to be very bad Ragnarok because it was activated prematurely and none of the MBR members were even close
this
by.
is so bad. Oh, Contra, this is so bad for Team Flash. Dialing got caught.
Oh my, what's going on in the jungle?
But it's fine.
Dialing literally died right there.
Yeah, living up to his name. And even if Dialing didn't get caught there, look at the way the map was playing out. Shy had to go back to catch the wave. He was lost. He wasn't sure. Do I come? Do I go? What do I do? Are we trying to fight? But Ragnarok was already popped. Team Flash, I think they just needed to make the call to give. Recognize that, you know what? We should just go play for Shy in the top lane. Let him push. Threaten his tier 2. If anyone defends, we Destiny Gate up. But that doesn't matter at all in the end because Dialing gets caught. Happened off our screens, but that's fine. It's gonna be Twisted Fate though, sitting on 2 items. We need to start start seeing Destiny's Gate being used proactively here. He needs to start finding leads for Shy. If not, this game is really gonna slip out of Flash's control.
Yeah, and Team Flash, they're definitely hoping for that late game to happen, but at this rapid pace that MBR is playing, they're not going to allow it freely. So Team Flash, by hook or by crook, they really got to find that initiation and where you plan to catch it, when it's going to be a little tad difficult to burst down a ribbon in one swing.
Yeah,
and
it is.
on top of that, to catch a Kha'Zix, he could even hop off before you connect that Destiny's Gate.
Yeah, the main thing is they need to make sure that whoever is in Shy's lane does not feel like he has a free time farming. That's the main priority right now. And Shy as well, he wants to match into Onion King because it's harder for Onion King to run, whereas Radiance, if you stun him, he's just gonna triple dash away. Flash just spread pretty thinly across the map. I don't know if this is the play here. This all is happening because MBR are securing so much prio with the Varus Nami. So that honestly is playing out a lot better for them this game than we saw in the last couple games.
Indeed, and you just look at MBR, the more games they play, the better they look. So with this current form that they do have, I think it's definitely safe to say that they can just go in for a real good catch and maybe walk away with something, or at least take that turret down.
They definitely will at least pick up this turret, and that's just gonna be the whole map falling apart here. Look at the way they're transitioning across the map. That's so clean from MBR. Onion King will move to mid when his team moves to top. Now that they finished taking the top turret, everyone's coming back to mid, then that's Onion King's cue to go back to bot. They are always one step ahead of the play here, and Shy is finding himself on the back foot. He's constantly having to react to these rotations, and that's causing him to fall further and further behind in terms of individual goal. MBR, they're pulling ahead, 4,000 goal lead right now. Even Ellie has lost his goal lead. That's gonna be Deathcap as well as Roa for Radiance. And I want to point out something really interesting here, Contra. 4 spooky ghosts, 4 twin shadows, for the side of MBR. They want to make sure they know where everyone is. They want to make sure they don't get flanked. That's the big thing. As long as Irelia doesn't find your backline, as long as Rakan doesn't flash charm your backline, you're not going to lose the team fight. You want to fight front to back. You just need to know where they are, and you're good to go. And I really like this decision making here from MBR as Shy gets caught.
Shy now all alone comes out with the Vanguards and trying to hop onto anybody, but he doesn't have a chance. Just look at the damage output coming from Alves. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, no chance in hell there for Team Flash. The second Destiny's Gate of the game, used at 12 minutes, and it won't find anything because Onion King, he respects, he backs off when his team is making a play at the bot side, and Flash, they look lost right now. They're getting run across the map. MBR, they are looking way cleaner, and like you said, the more they play, the better they're looking.
And they just can't give so many chances to MBR. You just look at that 5v5 comp. So long as you have Vanguard's edge to get that commitment over to MBR, it's supposed to be still winnable for Team Flash, but they're not taking any of these chances out there when there is opportunity that arises. Now they have to pay the price. They're still going to be in this deficit for quite a while, and I'm looking at this next dragon that's going to be spawning up soon. Shy's got to pull off the best performance of his life.
Indeed, and it's gonna be so difficult because he's not ahead, he's behind in goal. He's so squishy right now. I'm pretty sure he barely has the Triforce together with the Blade of the Rune King. And look at the spooky ghost, it's constantly detecting Flash. There's nowhere for them to hide. Alves has the evolved Spike Rex, he's just spraying it on Team Flash. There's nowhere for them to go. The poke is strong, the vision is strong, they're constantly getting reviewed, they're constantly getting ghosted. Flash cannot do anything, they cannot enter the river at all. This is full control from MBR.
Well, I do have experiences getting ghosted for a whole lot of time, but not as much as 4 Twin Shadows.
Oh,
but here
no.
comes a great grand entrance, but not catching on to anybody. MBR looking to punish, looking for Gordy with a flag, and that's a killing spree. More for Onion King as he goes for a double, looking for triple as well. Can he get a quad? It's a double for the Kha'Zix. And there we have it. MBR with an early ace sets their sight on Baron.
That was pure desperation from Flash right there. We saw they weren't in position, dialing and Shy. They were off the sides, getting danced around by Onion King, and that's just gonna be Team Flash get wiped off the board. They try to force the play. Glory couldn't find anything. Pure desperation. They lose the Dragon. They lose mid lane turret. Most importantly now, they get ace. They lose the Baron. And MBR, they are looking a tier above Team Flash, which is not something I was expecting to say here today, Contra. They look really, really good in this game. And the hype seems like it might have some basis to it after all.
Yeah, and just look at all the.
Yeah, it's pure desperation. Look at this. The Spirited Rush, the dodge out, the charm knockup, so good. And if you look at the backline, Shy was forced to flash away from Onion King. Dialing was not even in position because he had to catch mid-wave because they're constantly losing prio. And Shy, honestly, maybe if he had like 1-2 more items, he could have done a little bit more here. But the top gap is just a bit too big right now.
True enough, and you just look at the transition of Onion King, how smoothly he went from one kill after another. Hopping over the wall seemed like it's just an easy crossover onto that terrain. And now speaking of crossover, it's going to be Alvis looking for that thing. And with one down leap, already brought down with them. Meanwhile, Radiance, another solo kill happening up top.
Yeah, it's so rough right now. Everyone is just solo killing. Shy, he cannot show in the side lanes anymore. And if you're telling me that you're playing on red side with Irelia Twisted Fate and you cannot go to the side lanes, that's just game over.
My oh my.
Oh, I didn't
Might have actually lose one. That's a shutdown, but Tidal Wave will catch the TF.
No.
That's all that they need. It's an Ari going on at Rampage. Radiance having some perfect charm, and Charlie, Team Flash don't look like they can hold on any longer. Great Bubble not going to be landing on top of them, but the Olaf will still be bursted down. Another turret falls up mid, and they're going hunting,
oh my
baby.
goodness, Elvis.
And Elvis is just going on resets after resets. Nobody's going to stop this guy as they look to close out game one.
And a super dominant performance here from MBR. Really impressive stuff. I'm so surprised, honestly, because this was a very clean